Who needs an assault weapon at 18 years old unless you're going to do damage?
Dick's Sporting Goods has decided it's time to do their part when it comes to the selling of assault-style weapons. The CEO announced it will enact tougher gun restrictions at its over 600 stores nationwide, including here in St. George. The chain stores will stop selling assault-style rifles to buyers under age 21.
Kudos to them, because we don't need assault rifles on the street.
Walmart also agreed it would raise the age for buying firearms and ammunition to 21. The mega chain store stopped selling modern sporting rifles, including the AR-15, in 2015. But the NRA stands firm that it's not the firearms that do the damage, but the people behind them. Firearms sales have been down overall since Trump's election. However, mass shootings have not. With full-time school resource officers in every secondary school in the Washington County District, officials are hoping to stay ahead of any potential tragedies.
And we have those officers there that get to know the kids, that interact with them, that work with them, that teach them, that talk to them. And that's a critical element.
And school officials in Utah say a new school app is already showing promise in the district.
We have been part of the big push that's gone statewide of the Safe Utah app. And we want our children to use that. If you see something, say something. That information is then passed on to the school resource officers if necessary, or on to our counselors if we feel like there's a student that needs some help, somebody to talk to, somebody to give them that support that they might be lacking.
When we start seeing the grades slipping down or the attendance slipping down, we can usually identify that something's going on with that student outside of school, whether it's at home or sometimes even at school, and try to work with that student.
But the reality is there aren't enough school counselors to give one-on-one help, and many may slip through the cracks.
So the counselor ratio currently is 1 counselor to 350 students. So again, more counselors would be helpful, definitely.
Boyd Matheson, past president of the Sutherland Institute, said recently, Americans have become very good at moments. He indicated that people need to push their fears aside and stop relying on the government to get the job done.
We have to recognize that our politicians have never led in this country. Our politicians lag behind. It's culture and community that lead. We've seen that in Hurricane Harvey. We've seen how local residents band together to get things done. They don't wait for Washington to tell them to help their neighbor. They help their neighbor.
Boyd said we need to remember who we are as a country.
We not only need to remember who we are, we need to remember how we function as a republic, that it's the individual voice that matters. And so it's all of our responsibility with what we're putting on our Facebook page or on our Twitter feed, that we're being positive, that we're elevating the dialogue, that we're not resorting to the anger, fear, and frustration that so many want us to buy into.
In St. George, Melissa Anderson, CEC News.